Hello, hello, hello. And you know what? I don't usually do a lot of these reviews lately, especially I guess for a lot of weekly television shows, depending on who it is. But in a way, this is a bit of a special and newsworthy show, so I think I am gonna review this one. Not only probably just review pay-per-views most of the time at this point, maybe it's a special topic, but NXT. Given to what I just saw in NXT tonight, I think it's worth actually going to talk about this show because there was a lot of newsworthy stuff on this show I'm about to get into. Okay, so yeah, let's start it off right now. NXT tonight, with Battleground over a week away. We did kick it off with the general manager Ava Rain. Ava Rain was in the ring, I guess, to unveil the NXT North American Women's title, which there will be a new champion at Battleground. And then she introduced rapper Sexyy Red. Sexyy Red, and I don't know if a lot of people do. Either you know her or not. Everybody knows she's a big rapper right now. I don't listen to her music, but I'm not gonna sit here and deny that she's one of the most popular rappers right now in hip hop. So she's mostly everywhere, and I know a lot of people did kind of question about her even gonna be on this show. But hey, we've had celebrities on wrestling all the time, and NXT is just capitalizing, especially Shawn Michaels. We know she mentioned NXT a few weeks ago on Twitter, and hey, now like a week or two later, she's actually on the show this time. So I was like, okay, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I figured she'd probably be on the show, probably be in a few segments here and there, promote her album, and just enjoy NXT. And that's basically what happened. She basically came out twerking to the ring. Because even I wonder what she was really gonna do all the way. I know some people were gonna say it could probably be some twerk contest with half the women in NXT. Don't get me wrong. I would love to see that. That would be great. I don't think anybody will really have a problem with that if we saw a twerk contest with half the women in NXT. That'd be cool, but I know it's not going to happen. But hey, be a good idea, though. But yeah, Sexyy Red came out. Like I said, twerking to the ring, said she was happy to be here. They unveiled the new North American title. Sexyy Red also said she will be hosting Battleground, and as she held up the title belt, Tatum Paxley tried to get in and do like a tug of war, trying to take the belt. You can hear Sexyy Red say, "Let go, bitch," until Mia Yim came out and stopped it in. So it was a good opening segment, but then we did get Mia Yim versus Tatum Paxley. Mia Yim basically won with the eat defeat. A good match, I'll say that. Obviously, she moves into the ladder match for Battleground, so she is one of the participants that will be involved. So yeah, good stuff. Good opening segment. Right after that, Joe Coffey, Joe Coffey and Mark basically, talk about they got a slap on the wrist for what happened. They didn't know where Wolfgang was. Next thing you know, the Metaphor showed up wondering who still attacked Noah and Badar, but I guess it was Gallus and whatnot. But saying you need to go blame Trick Williams for all this. As Jakar Jackson blamed Trick. Lash wasn't gonna go for it. Right after that, um, Lola Vice was shadowboxing in the back. Ariana Grace talked about the whole cage fighter thing, and then Lola says you're gonna find out firsthand with Ariana Grace and them saying, "Oh shit," which they bleeped out and whatnot, which was kind of funny. Ridge Holland went against Riley Osborne. A good match, but honestly, I don't really care what's going on with Ridge Holland in general. Him being all sad and down on his luck right now. I just don't care. I think I've said it a million times. I don't really care to see Ridge Holland in general, especially after that feud with Shawn Spears. I really didn't care. But now he's trying to get in the good graces of Chase U and all that. So I don't really kind of care to see it. I just don't. So it is what it is, but I'm not digging the whole Ridge still trying to find his way now since the Brawling Brutes are done, and we got to feel a lot of sympathy for him right now. So I don't really care. Um, the Good Brothers were in the back, basically talking about them going after the NXT titles, and it will be at Battleground. So they're going to be going against Nathan Frazier and Axiom. So we'll see what happens from there. Gals and Anderson went against Inofe and Malik Blade. Gals and Anderson won, hit the Magic Killer. So, just a big tune-up match for Battleground. Axiom Nation Frazier basically, you know, threw Gals and Anderson and out the ring, did like a dive and all that. And he says you won't get this title match yet and everything. But like I said, it's going to be defended at Battleground. So we'll see what happens there. Dante Chen had a promo basically talking about, the greatest night of his life. He waited 2 years for this opportunity. And, He's never jealous or anything, but he's happy for for the success and all that. A lot of people were happy in the back for him as he got the win over Lexus King last week. So he was even in the locker room celebrating, and Lexus King says, "I bet you can't do that again." Good they kind of giving not Lexus King, but Dante Chen a push because before he kind of started out when the new NXT happened, and they were talking about him, but then he just kind of faded away and was just jobbing to people. So at least he's kind of getting some shine and getting a chance to do something. Trick Williams and Javon Evans were in the back getting ready for the match against Gallus. Sexy Red showed up, basically talking about she's glad to be here. Start twerking. I guess she's gonna join them in their corner later on tonight into the show. Next, Roxy came out to saying that we need to put some respect on the NXT Women's Champion chip, and talked about big title wins at these big events lately, just the division itself. And basically, she talked about her next challenger and everything. Ava Rain came out, says, "All right, you can have your next challenger, and your next challenger is going to be, TNA Knockouts champion Jordynne Grace, returning back to the WWE. The last time we saw Jordynne Grace in a WWE ring was back at the Royal Rumble back in January, which fans did chant, 'Holy shit.' We did get a TNA chant, which I guess the relationship with them is still good. Even with Scott D'Amore and that in TNA right now, I guess TNA and WWE have some still type of good working relationship. And Jordynne Grace came out, say y'all haven't seen me since the Royal Rumble. She is the TNA Knockouts champion, and she knows Roxy's a great champion. You built that NXT title like I built mine in TNA. But right now, we're gonna see who has the stronger foundation. And yes, the NXT Women's title will be on the line. Just that title, not the Knockouts title, but that title will be on the line. I was very surprised to see that. Some people kind of still think it was going to be, I guess people thought it was going to be Julia, but I know she's injured right now, so that's not happening. But, yeah, Jordynne Grace, big surprise. I got to say, very, very big surprise right there. So that I didn't expect, which, even I said this, and not to go to TNA that much, but given what Jordynne Grace has been doing on TNA right now, it's not a lot of challenges for her right now for the Knockouts title in TNA. She's basically gone through everybody, and it's like we're bringing other people outside the company into TNA to face her for the title. So now it's to the point she got to go out to other places and get competition from there. So now she's in the NXT ring going to the WWE challenging other people, because I don't really know who else on the TNA Knockouts roster that Jordynne Grace hasn't gone through. So, yeah, and then again, looking at her versus Roxy, yeah, she damn near could rip Roxy's head off when you really think about it. So, that's gonna be a big match. I will say that. Like, say what you want about Jordynne Grace and all that, but she is very good. And I think this match is gonna be really good coming up with Roxy. So definitely looking forward to that. But yeah, it's kind of crazy that she's just gone through the whole division on TNA and bringing in other people. Now that she got to go out and challenge people now. So yeah, I know some people still kind of question this working relationship with WWE and TNA, but honestly, I like this better than what TNA did with AEW, because we saw how bad and how horrible that was, and how they basically made TNA look like idiots and scrubs. I'd rather take this than what they did with AEW. So this was a crazy surprise to see right here. Very crazy surprise. Eddie Thorpe had a vignette in the back saying he's been gone for several months and he's healing, so he's on his way back to NXT. Lola Vice went against Ariana Grace, which she destroyed her basically. Doing the hip attack and all that, and then hit her like back fist strike. Obviously, she's facing Shayna Baszler at Battleground in an underground match. Shayna basically said, you can't do this. I lived this, so you're not gonna you're not gonna take what I'm great at. So we'll see what happens there. A lot of intro videos tonight. Who did they talk about? Carly Bright. I guess they talked. She's like one of the NIL people, and basically talk about she's been on Level Up, and now she's taking her skills to NXT. Natalia and Carmen Petrovic were in the back. I guess talking to the locker room. Izzy Dane walked in. I guess it's going to be a match, and it was like a big pull apart. So, it's always a brawl in the locker room somewhere with the women most of the time. Like, you see that every week on the show, a random fight happens. The no quarter catch crew in the back training. Damon Kemp asked, if Charlie Dempsey was okay. He says we need structure, we need command, and he's gonna face Tony D'Angelo next week. So you understand that, capiche? So I guess they're gonna try to get payback on the Mafia guys right there. Oro Mensah was attacked again. Wonder who's gonna get attacked next, and Lash says she's gonna figure out the truth later on tonight. Lexis King went against Dante Chen. Good match. Basically, Dante Chen ended up rolling Lexis King up for a win again, so that's 2 weeks in a row. But Lexis King ended up attacking. He ended up attacking Dante Chen, even ripping up the the floor, the padding and stuff, which he did his finisher on, which he didn't even hit the concrete floor, so he just kind of hit the pad anyways. And they kept calling him the loose cannon. So good stuff from here. Like I said, Dante Chen gets another win, and Lexis King gets his heat right back immediately from there. So good stuff. Josh Briggs talked about his time in NXT so far and wonder who he's betting on right now. So he's trying to figure out what's next for him. What else did they have going? Trying to see what was next. Yes, another match he was going to make it into the ladder match. Ren Sinclair went against Kalani Jordan. A good match. Obviously, Kalani Jordan was going to end up in that ladder match anyways. Expect her to do a lot of crazy stuff in that ladder match, so watch out for that. Stevie Turner, which to what I remember, wasn't she supposed to be like a Twitch-like streamer? That was her gimmick, and I kept wondering, I had to hear that name again. I was like, where have I heard that name? Like, oh yeah, she was supposed to have like the Twitch gimmick, and I remember doing one thing on NXT and just kind of disappeared after that. But she looked completely different now, and now she's wondering why, Taryn Terrell, not Taryn Terrell, that's what she kind of looked like. But Jordynne Grace is the number one contender. Jordynne Grace walked in, basically said, like, okay, we'll have a match next week. I'm going to show you why I am the TNA Knockouts champion. But moving on from that, we go to the main event, which was Trick Williams and Javon Evans versus Gallus. Javon Evans, man, that guy's crazy. Dude can fly crazy out there. And they had Sexyy Red with them, so you can even see the fans chanting, get it sexy and all that. So obviously these people know who Sexyy is. I'm sure some people are going to be surprised about the chants, but like I said before early in this video, she is really popular, so you probably had to hear a song at some point from her. Because even I was kind of surprised. Either NXT put people on game in the crowd, or they were already listening to her music. So it kind of makes you wonder at the same time, or they heard the song enough that they know what to chant. So kind of funny when you think about it, because that did happen. But the tag match, it was good. Trick and Javon Evans won from there. They celebrated with Sexyy in the ring. Right after that, Lash Legend came out then, and Javon Evans and Sexyy Red left the ring after that. Say like, who attacked Noam Dar and Oro? Like, be honest with me. Next thing you know, the lights go off, and then Ethan Page, formerly from AEW, which they almost said AEW. Like, I thought he was at AE. Oh, we'll say something else. And is now in NXT. So yeah, it's gonna be all ego Ethan Page, which hopefully he gets a better shot here in NXT than he did in AEW, because they really didn't do anything with him in AEW. When I heard he got released, I guess I wasn't that surprised. I guess they let his contract run out. I would have thought he probably would have went back to TNA, but I think Josh Alexander is on a way different level than he was in the North. So I didn't think he really needed to go back and team back up with Josh, because Josh is like a big main event guy nowadays. So him going to NXT, it's interesting, and hopefully he has a better shot here than he did in AEW, because it looks like everybody wants to jump ship from AEW nowadays. So there you go. But yeah, that was a pretty big surprise that I didn't see coming. I don't think the crowd knew who he was for a second, but yeah, Ethan Page, I guess he's behind all the attacks, and now he's going for the NXT titles in the main event picture for NXT. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Very newsworthy show throughout the whole night. Okay, you had Sexyy Red on here. You got TNA Knockouts champion Jordynne Grace, and now you got Ethan Page. Not saying, like I said, Ethan Page, I'm sure assuming he signed here. Jordynne Grace is kind of like a loan right now. Like I said, she's still the TNA Knockouts champion, so I don't think she's leaving TNA in general. But yeah, big surprise. Like I said, a lot of surprises on this show tonight. So they kind of came in stacked. I guess like if we're gonna put Sexy Red on here, we got to put some more surprises also to get the to get NXT looking bigger. So hey, they probably will pop a rating out of this. Okay, so that's because one thing I did wonder throughout this whole thing, putting Sexy Red on this show, is it gonna pop a rating for NXT? It may do. I don't know. Because I even say this with Logan Paul sometime. Like, are like any of these people's fan base is really going over to watch wrestling like that? I really wonder that sometime. Because like I said with Logan Paul, it's like, are any of these people that watch all the stuff on YouTube going to watch his matches in WWE? And even like our Sexy Red fans really gonna tune in to watch her on WWE itself. So it makes you wonder, hey, maybe the rating popped. I'm not sure. Like I said, she has a fan base, so we'll see. But other than that, though, very newsworthy edition of NXT, especially leading into Battleground by next week. So yeah, we're gonna see what happens, folks. We're definitely gonna see what happens. So yeah, I definitely did enjoy this episode of NXT though. Other than that, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at HoodedKnight890. I'm out of here. Check out that AEW Double or Nothing review with Black Shaggy, which is online right now. Hit that like button, hit that notification bell. I'm out of here. Peace.